They asked me to be strong, so I cried. I swallowed tears like they were secrets, smiled when I wanted to cry. I became the mature one, the resilient one, the one who held it all together. Because somewhere along the way, I inherited a myth that strong people don't cry. Greetings everyone, this is Rahini from AnonTalk, and the topic that we'll be discussing today is unlearning the myth of strong people don't cry. We're often told that crying is weakness, that emotion is instability, that breaking down is too much and too much makes people uncomfortable. So we adapt. We become quiet survivors. We bury the pain under achievements, we laugh through the ache, and we say, I'm fine so often it becomes a reflex instead of a truth. But here's what no one told us. Not crying does not make you weak, it makes you silent. In silence, it can be much, much more than grief. As Langston Hughes once said, what happens to a dreamed effort? Does it dry up or does it explode? I think the very same logic applies to unspoken pain. A few months ago, I found myself crying, literally weeping on the bathroom floor. Not because something had just happened, but because I realized I hadn't cried in almost an year. A year of rejection, a year of burnout, a year of pretending. Everyone asked me, I said, I'm fine. I'm just tired. But I wasn't tired. I was numb. And that day I finally let go. Not because I was weak, but because I was tired of silently carrying that burden anymore. So when those tears rolled, it wasn't shame or grief or guilt I felt, it was relief. That I was finally giving myself the permission to heal. There's a beautiful quote by Beau Taplin that says, crying is not a sign of weakness. Since birth, it has always been a sign that you're alive. And that line, it changed something in me. Because being alive means feeling fully, deeply, even emotionally, and strength is not cold detachment. Strength is showing up to your emotions. Even Shakespeare, for a matter of fact, wrote, to weep is to make less the depth of grief. Tears are not surrender, they're survival. So I began unlearning. I stopped apologizing for crying. I stopped labeling myself as too emotional or overly sensitive, and I started seeing strength not just as perfection but as honesty. Because strength is asking for help. Strength is, breaking apart in front of people and not flinching when someone sees you. Strength is admitting that you're not okay. Strength is, crying and moving forward. It's breaking apart and rebuilding. Softness in its term is not the opposite of strength. Softness is proof that you haven't hardened. So we live in a world that, constantly tells us to be strong, to, just let it all go. But in a very extremist way. Silent, stoic, untouchable. But Audre Lorde said, caring for myself is not self-indulgence, it is self-preservation. And by allowing ourselves to feel, that's how we begin to heal. So maybe we should stop shaming our emotions and start honoring them. Because when we cry, we're not just falling apart, we're releasing what's been held for so long. So the next time someone has the audacity to come up to your face and say, be a strong woman, be a man, be strong, come on, you're better than that. You can look right at them with tears flowing down your face and say, I am strong, that's why I cry. Thank you.